All right, here is my book review for The Black Goddess and the Unseen Real. I know this is a little bit late, but yeah, sorry, just been busy. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I want to say is that when we look, before we even look at this book and start talking about the subject matter, we have to consider the mindset that we bring into looking at this type of material. This is what some people call metaphysical information. I don't like to put labels on stuff, or it's kind of limiting. But however you'd understand it, extra sensory perception, spiritual, whatever. It's okay to have the concept, but the concept of that in your mind, but don't get too tied down to labels. Because really, what we're looking at is your perception of reality, your relationship to reality, and that same relationship to your concept of what you call God. Okay, so let's deal with the whole title. The Black Goddess and the Unseen Real are unconscious senses and their uncommon sense. Our unconscious senses and their uncommon sense. By Peter Redgrove. Let me show you Peter Redgrove. There's a picture of Peter Redgrove. It has his bio in there. It's pretty interesting looking dude. There's a bio in there. I'm not going to go through all that. Before I even start this, if you're really interested in this book, you should get it and read it. I'm not going to tell you everything, obviously. Is how you wrap your mind around it, what you take from it. But let's look at that. Our unconscious senses and their uncommon sense. That's a very long title. And when we look at this title, even just the first part, the Black Goddess and the Unseen Real, that evokes some type of concept in your mind, no matter who you are. It's personal to your own concept of what even a black goddess is. You know what I'm saying? And then the unseen real. So let's break that down. The black goddess. Let's go beyond human perception of a black goddess. Let's think more abstract conceptual terms. A lot of what this book kind of gets at is the concept of the black goddess being related to what you call Mother Earth, reality, basically the structure and material of reality, nature. Okay, we deal a lot with nature, the fabric of nature, time and space, the material. The word material, matter or mother, has the same roots in Latin, in the language Latin. It's not by accident that these words, material, mother, matter, have similar roots, etymological roots, okay? So, the black goddess, we're unpacking this. And the unseen real. The unseen real, make it simple. Something that's real but is not seen. It's very simple. God. Some people would say that you don't see God, but it's real. Even atheists, if you unpack their beliefs, they have some type of concept of God. So, however you want to define that, it's not everybody doesn't have the same concept, obviously, but it's an unseen real. Think of known unknowns, known, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Our unconscious senses and their uncommon sense. If you're analytical like me, it'll take you about 2-3 days to read the cover because imagery and keywords tell me a lot. And like I said, it's the concept, the mind that we take into reading this, dealing with this material is the main thing. Your perception. I'm going to start with this quote that says, in brief, conceive light, and that is spirit. In brief, conceive light, and that is spirit. In brief, conceive light, and that is spirit. In brief, conceive light invisible, and that is spirit. going back to what's on the cover about the unseen real. So we keep hitting at this concept. I know I left that word out, but you get it. You get it. We keep hitting on this concept of something that is unseen but is real. Something that we just know to be real. Let's just deal with that. Okay? Let's just say it is real. Let's just say that we may not see it, but we have some other type of sense or something that is picking up on what is unseen, what others wouldn't say is real. And that's basically a lot of what we're dealing with in this book. A lot of this book relates. The good thing about this is we're taking far out there fanciful concepts, what some people would consider far out and fanciful, and we take practical examples from nature and look at how this concept of an unseen real is actually real and is something that can be measured by scientific equipment, by technology, something that can be picked up on by our human senses, you know. So really we're kind of unpacking a contradiction, because even though something is not seen, and seen is not just a word for actually seeing, but for a number of senses, being able, you know, what's apparent, what's on the surface, you know, we're going to a level to where we are able to develop a greater sense of something, and sense something that is around us, everywhere, you know. May the force be with you. I don't want to be too corny, but we are developing a stronger sense of subtle forces. We could even make this more practical and talk about